This is IGN. Marvel's excellent alternate reality spin on Spider-Man is a worthy watch. This is your IGN review of Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man Season 1 by Joshua Yell. Marvel Animation's new animated series, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, finds a winning formula in swapping out Peter Parker's mentor for what may as well be a stick of dynamite. Instead of Tony Stark taking Peter under his iron wing, this time it's a different billionaire genius, Norman Osborn. Yep, the guy better known in the comics as the Green Goblin, Spider-Man's greatest nemesis. This bold alternate reality spin on the MCU version of Spidey is what makes Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man work so well. It's also the key ingredient, the sinister spice, if you will, that helps it stand out amongst the vast sea of other Spider-Man TV shows, games, movies, and comics. The way it fundamentally alters Peter's canonical superhero journey makes for a fun and fresh story that also has a hint of danger to it. Funnily enough, Marvel has a different animated series called What If that explores alternate realities, but Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is not that show, despite it being the best what if concept in recent memory. The story takes place in a world that has a lot in common with the MCU, but with key differences that are fun to explore as the story unfolds. Even the origin story of how Peter is bitten by a radioactive spider is given a major overhaul, as it now bizarrely involves Doctor Strange pursuing a peculiar yet familiar creature in a destructive brawl that tears across Midtown High School. The story starts there, but then jumps 3 months into the future, mercifully skipping the seen it a million times scenes of Peter discovering his powers, learning to swing on webs, etc. We catch up on Peter's life where he struggles with money, girls, and being a complete dork, all while also trying to protect the city as a fledgling Spider-Man. It's not long before he's handpicked for an internship at Oscorp because he's a science whiz. Thus his ominous yet wickedly entertaining partnership with Norman Osborn begins. It's astounding how the 3D cel-shaded animation captures the look and feel of classic 2D hand-drawn Spidey comics, to the point where it looks like Ditko and Romita art come to life. The action is slick and fast-paced, with the occasional neat use of comic paneling as a wink to the source material. There's also a lot of great physical humor, too, thanks to this version of Peter being particularly accident-prone. The web-slinging sequences are full of wild, rush-inducing acrobatics, although, if you'll allow me to nerdy nitpick, Spidey does a lot of maneuvers that are a little advanced for someone who's only been on the job for 3 months. All that said, the animation is sometimes hampered by odd movements, and the backgrounds aren't exactly gorgeous works of art. It's definitely not on the same level as, say, Arcane, but most of the time the animation does its job and looks good doing it. A major deviation from the norm is Spidey's supporting cast. Absent are beloved mainstays like Mary Jane Watson, Gwen Stacy, and Flash Thompson, but they aren't particularly missed, as a host of new faces goes a long way to help keep things interesting. We've seen Peter go through high school a million times, but not with folks like these. It's impressive how Season 1 includes references to MCU continuity while remaining squarely focused on Peter and his immediate circle. Even the handful of surprise superhero cameos don't distract from the story, but rather add to it in interesting ways. In terms of the MCU timeline, these events spin off into their own reality just after the events of Captain America: Civil War, and what we learn about the state of the larger superhero world consists of discussion, debate, and headlines about the fallout of the Avengers clashing over the Sokovia Accords. You'll remember the Sokovia Accords as the controversial laws that forced all superheroes to register and submit to government oversight. There are multiple villains for Spider-Man to face throughout the story, and the series does a sublime job of building them up over time and positioning them as genuine threats. One baddie in particular never had his potential realized in the MCU, but is used to astounding effect here, to the point where I genuinely feared for Spidey's life. And the character designs for the villains are particularly well executed too. Some go in a brand new direction, and others look ripped from the pages of a back issue, but they're all winners. Some familiar faces known for being seriously evil master planners even get much welcome new layers to their personalities, and even a sense of humor. Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is a marvelously good time. By swapping out Tony Stark as Peter Parker's mentor and replacing him with Norman Osborn, we're treated to 10 episodes of insidiously fun superhero TV. Given how it ends, it's clear Marvel has a lot of juicy and unexpected new ideas they're eager to explore in the second and third seasons Disney Plus has already ordered. This is a truly fresh take on Spider-Man filled with many delightful surprises, from fun superhero cameos to shocking plot twists. The inclusion of real-world issues does give it an air of authenticity, although it's essentially window dressing for a fun action show with great characters. And while the animation has some distracting quirks, overall it works quite well. Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man has lively pacing, the writing is as sharp as a scorpion's tail, and it finds new ways to make you laugh and gasp every episode. For a character whose stories are as well-tread as Spider-Man's, this is just what the Dr. Octopus ordered. Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man Season 1's IGN score? 8 out of 10. Thanks for listening to IGN. My name is Tony Jackson, and for the latest updates on Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, visit us at IGN.com.
Spoken Layer.